Welcome to Rom Wills Money Matters. Return customers keep you in business. Now this is basic. But you know what? Sometimes people don't understand basic. You want return customers. I'll never forget what the owner of this bookstore in the DC area say. Peace be unto him. He was a Muslim brother, Brother Abdul. He was telling me that all he needed to stay in business was 100 customers every month. That's all he needed. That's all he needed, right? And I thought about that because when I look at like my YouTube channels, when I look at my Patreons, my Venmo, I don't have a problem saying six figures. I don't have, let's just say, maybe a few hundred customers, maybe a few hundred people coming back. When I look at different platforms and everything, even on YouTube, I got a lot of people on my main channel, but only typically have like a few thousand people who are always checking out the videos. It depends on the video or something, but they still subscribers and everything. They're coming back. Like, I don't care what your business is. It's like, say you have a food business, right? You have a little restaurant. It's not so much as getting new customers. It's so much as fixing the food so well that the customers want to come back. Now, say they spending $10 to $20 every time they come there, right? Okay, it's a lot when you may have, let's just say 1,000 return customers every month. Now, I'm saying every month. I mean, maybe even every week. People constantly coming in there. That's what you want to have. In fact, I remember somebody was saying about the phone companies, and this was decades ago. They were talking about how they were advertising. And they were saying they don't so much as advertise to get new customers. They advertise to keep the ones they have. And if you think about, let's use the phone companies. That's really where they make their money at. Not so much with new people. Yeah, they're always trying to get new people. But really, if you think about how much you paying a month for the phone, your phone bills and everything, like, your smartphone, how much you paying a month, and then multiply that by 1 million. That's a lot. And that is really probably way more than that. You're making a lot of money. Those are return customers. You want repeat customers. Whatever business you're in, I don't care what it is. It could be cleaning carpets. Like I mentioned a guy I knew or grew up with, and even though he could have been like an attorney or a physician, he started a carpet cleaning business. But I also knew where he lived, and he was able to send his daughter to private school and all of that. But he had repeat customers. I don't care what it is. I don't care what your business is. You want to, for the most part, get repeat customers. Now, you might get a customer here and there who, they might get somebody else, they might move. Okay, that's fine. But I would say you want to have 90% of your customers to be return customers. They'll keep you in business. They'll keep you going. In fact, I remember, it just popped in my head about this young man who was selling oils. He was selling oils at, one of the places I was vending at. It was just a regular flea market, but I never forget what he said. He said it was his regular customers coming to get oils all the time, bought body oils to smell good and everything, that was keeping him in business. That's very important. Even at the same place when I was selling books. Now that's a little bit harder. That's a little bit harder. But say I did have like that bookstore or something like that, and customers that's coming in to check out books every month. And in fact, I remember, I might have had actually literally 1,000 jobs. But I was working at this store that sold African sculptures, African clothing and stuff. And I learned a lot from the owner. one of the things the owner would say is whenever we got in something new, have a group of customers I could call up. I never forget the owner told me that. Have a group of customers, have a list of customers who are my customers. We get in new clothing, I could call them up, they would come in. And we were kept in business pretty much by return customers. You know, we get new clothes or something, they would come in. You know, it wasn't as much if they were buying sculptures. The sculptures, they cost a little bit of money. So sometimes people would just get them and we wouldn't see them again for a while. But any place, like if you got food, you got clothing, something like that, when you get something new, you want people going to come in and constantly check it out, you know? Like especially food. You want repeat customers for food. Even if it's just once a month, that's still some money you're making. And that's very important. Now, in order to keep them coming in, of course, you have to do a great job. Not a good job, a great job. Because I don't care what you're doing, what you're selling, what you're cooking, whatever business you have, somebody else is doing it. Like, you want to work hard not to do a lousy job. You know, it could be massage therapy or something. You know, you want somebody always coming back. You always want steady customers in everything. You always want steady customers. That's the important thing. That is what you want. I don't care what your business is. So, you know, you got to think, whatever business you in, you got to do a great job. Not a good job, but a great job. You got to do something. You got to make sure, and you don't even have to ask them back. If you're doing a great job and your stuff is reasonable, they're going to come back. Like food, there's no excuses why you have a restaurant and people not coming back. Now, I actually always see that too. I've seen that. Like, remember I always mentioned the guy who had the buffalo wing joint, right? Now, I remember he sold it and moved out of the area. The way he did things and the way he cooked things, people were getting buffalo wings as soon as he took it out the oven. But he was doing a great job. And with customer service, everything, he kept people coming back. But I remember the person he sold it to, they didn't have the same customer service thing. And then, you know, he would take stuff out the oven, it would sit there a while. And it wasn't kept warm enough. You know, and he eventually went out of business. But he didn't have return customers. That's the important thing. And it might sound basic. It might sound, oh yeah, of course, but no, you get a lot of businesses that go out. In fact, a lot of businesses don't last past their first year for that reason. You know, I know a guy, he had like a smoothie place in this shopping plaza near where I used to live. He only lasted a few months. Or I remember another place, it was a Cajun, it was selling Cajun food, right? Cajun and Creole type of food. I remember they opened, they only lasted a few months. But then the food was like, you know, whatever you do, you want to do well with it so people will come back, all right? Because that will keep you in business. Yeah, and you still want to do stuff to get new customers. But even then, you want to think repeat business. That keeps you in business, all right? So anyway, that's all I have for today. Y'all know the deal. Let's go make that money.